What's crack-a-lackin' gang? It's Crispy, back with another life story video. Now the topic of today's video is gonna be my first fight. Now to be more specific, my first fight in school, cause I used to beef with the kids on my street all the time. Like I remember we pretend to be WWE wrestlers, like someone would be The Undertaker, someone would be John Cena, and we just like scrap all day. That's all we did. This story takes place nearly 15 years ago. And it's gonna be my story that takes place like the longest time ago. Like, we're talking about like prehistoric times. Now this takes place on my first or second day of primary school. And 5-year-old Crispy is just wandering around the yard looking to make friends. Do you remember how easy it used to be to make friends back in the day? You just walked up to someone and you just said, "Wanna be my friend?" Yeah, that was it. It was that simple. Nowadays it's like, there's a whole like process and it's just like, bro, I'm not arsed with that. But yeah. On this one particular day, I'm walking around and I made a friend. We're gonna call him Jason. And me and Jason just love to like pretend to be the cars from Cars and we'd run around the yard. Like he'd be Lightning McQueen. No, I'd be Lightning McQueen. What am I talking about? He'd be like Mater. And someone would be like the green car with the mustache. What's his name? Like Chick Higgs. And we just run around and whoever was the fastest always got the women. Now I was always getting the women. And this one guy was like super jealous of me. He was like an Eastern European crazy guy. I don't know what it is, but I'm a magnet for crazy Eastern European guys. We're gonna call this guy Brendan. Now Brendan took an issue with like my speed. He was jealous or something. Cause on the second day of school, he comes up to me and just hits me behind the ear and runs away. Like he initiated the attack and ran off. So I start chasing him, man. And this goes on. I'm not even messing, for about 2 or 3 years. I'm not even messing. We never spoke to each other. Like it was just on site every single time. Literally every single time I went outside to play, this guy would come up and engage combat with me, man. I'm not even messing. Now one day, this guy comes up and engages combat with me. He just jabs me like behind the ear again. That was his signature move and it hurts so much. So I'm gonna go and get reinforcements to deal with this op. And one of the people I recruit is this guy called Austin. Now, I just go up to him and I go, "Wanna be my friend?" Yeah. And just like that, we became best friends for life. He's still my best friend to this day. Austin, I fucking love you. That's not his real name. But yeah, now we have a task force against Brendan. Every day we just chase him around, like exchanging like digs and stuff. Like I'd slap him, he'd fucking kick me, etc, etc. This went on, I'm not even messing, for like 3 years before we finally like actually spoke to each other with like the English language. I'm not saying he couldn't speak English. I actually didn't think he could talk. Cause he'd always just like smile at me and go, "Argh!" Like he was insane, bro. Brendan is one of the craziest people I've ever met. One day, about like a year later, we're in our second year of school and he takes my hat and he runs away and he drops it in a puddle. This guy just initiated warfare with me. So the next day, I remember this so vividly, I'll never forget this. He had like a hat with like the bauble on top. What's that called? He had like a parka hat, like Stan from South Park, but it was like gray, white, and black. And I remember it so vividly because he'd always wear it. Like, that was his signature look. And so the next day, I do the same thing. I retaliate. I get my revenge. I take his hat. I drop it in the puddle. But this prick tells the teacher what I did. And I was just dumbfounded. I didn't know how to say like, "Oh yeah, he did this to me yesterday," because I ain't a fucking snitch, right? And the teacher's like giving out to me, saying like what a disappointment I am, etc, etc. And she's like, "You're gonna have to apologize to his father." I'm like, "What you mean? Bro, what?" Like this was an injustice, bro. This was an abuse of power, bro. Like I felt so oppressed in this moment. So later that day, I just try and leave school, like, because I was getting collected by my dad. I just want to go home. Like, I thought the teacher would forget. She's like, nah. She holds me until I'm, like, the last person there. And she makes me apologize to this guy to his face. To this guy's dad. Sorry. Now, this guy's father, it turns out, was a war criminal. I'm not even messing. I swear. I only found out about this like 10 years later. But this guy's dad, as it turns out, was genuinely a war criminal who fled his country. And I had to apologize to his face like, sorry, sir, for throwing your son's hat in a puddle, even though he did this yesterday. And I never mentioned that he did it to me first. I don't know why. But yeah. Anyway, that's going to be the end of today's story. My first ever fight. Subscribe if you like this content because I really enjoy making it, so every sub and every like goes a long way. And one day I'm going to be able to buy a Ferrari. So continue showing support and I'll continue entertaining you. Anyway, goodbye.